Hello Jaguars, Mr. Graul here, and we're finding ourselves in Corel Draw 11, a vector-based graphic editor. And you're probably asking yourself, how is this different than Photoshop, which is a bitmap editor? Let's zoom in to a bitmap and see what those differences are. In a bitmap, what you are working with are individual bit elements or picture elements that we refer to them as pixels. And since pixels are square, they have a difficult time in describing a curved object. Now, the higher the resolution, the smaller those pixels will be and the better the image will look. But when you zoom in, you're always going to end up with a pixel or a square. Let's see how vector graphics are different. Let's zoom in. We'll zoom into a curved object. And no matter how close you zoom in, you will never see any bit mapping. There are no pixels. Well, how does the computer draw these things? I remind you in algebra class, if you remember this, a formula like y equals 4x plus 7. And if you mapped out all the values of x and y, you'd find a line of infinite length with some slope. And that's how Corel Draw draws a line. It uses an algebraic algorithm. The same with circles. Remember, x squared plus 3y squared equals some number, which would be the radius. If you plotted out all those points, you'd get a circle or an ellipse, depending on the formula. So one other nice thing about Corel Draw, say you had x squared plus y squared equals 4 inches, you'd have a 4-inch circle. If you said x squared plus y squared equals 1 mile, you'd have a file that contained a circle that was a mile in diameter. And the neat thing is the file size would be exactly the same and the resolution would be independent of the size. It would be whatever resolution that the printer you had would give to it. How nice is that? So if you had to do a billboard, think how big, a 30-foot file in Photoshop would be. It would be humongous. What would that do to your computer? It would slow it way down. In fact, something that large, you probably couldn't even work. It would go so slow. People who work on large files in Photoshop actually work quite a bit smaller, and then right when they're done, they'll blow it up. But you certainly can't work with a large file in Photoshop. But in Corel Draw, you can. You can. I could come up here to the document properties and make this any size I want, and it wouldn't affect the file size, just the size of the document. Having said all that, let's go ahead and make this and learn a little bit about Corel Draw. I just dragged out a box using the rectangle tool here. I'm going to go ahead and fill that box. If I want it to be a little bit lighter, I'll go to Object Properties and click on the bucket tool here. Go to Edit, and we'll just bring it in a little lighter. We'll say, okay, great. Now I've got the Pick tool. The Pick tool is context sensitive. If I put it here, it'll begin reshaping. The tool you normally use for shaping is this one right here. Let's get the Pick tool and resize that a little bit. There we go. That's the easy part. Let's make the line a little bit larger. Now the thing that you're going to learn today is how to build the circles, but the challenging thing is to do this thing in the middle here. So let's go ahead and do that real quick and we're done. To make a circle, you hold on Control. That constrains it. We'll go ahead and click on the red here and fill that. And we'll get rid of the line. We'll right-click on it, get rid of the line. Now we have our circle. We're going to need another one. I'm going to click on the document to go to Document Properties. I want you to notice up here, I'm going to put in the default value of 1/4 inch, 0.25. That's your offset distance when you do a duplicate. Duplicate is Control D. Now I want you to know it offset 1/4 inch in an X direction or a horizontal direction and a Y direction, vertical direction. Actually, that's not a good idea. It's better to have this at 0. The reason being is when you do a duplicate, you wish it was right on top of the thing, so when you drag it and hold on Control, it'll stay lined up. There we go. Make that orange. I think I'll hold on Control and move that over a little bit. Good. Now what I'd like to do is make a shape that's the same shape as what is defined by the overlap of these two objects, the intersection of these two objects. Corel Draw does give us a tool for that under shaping, and it's called the intersect tool. The thing I have clicked on is called the source. Yes, I want to leave that. The thing I'm going to click on is the target. Yes, I want to leave that. I need to have these two circles. So I'm going to click on intersect with. This is the source and this is my target. So it left both, but it gave me this new shape. Great. Now if you count up these, there's about 14 of them. So what I'm going to do is make a little box here. I'll pull it over a little closer to here. And I'm going to make 14 of these and use them as a cutter. So I'm going to get rid of the line though. I'm going to right click on that X. I'm going to do a Control D, and holding down Control, I'm going to move this down till it lines up and do that over again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Now, so I don't grab this, I'm going to hold down Alt and just touch these to grab them. Well, actually, I need to delete every other one. Excuse me. So I'm going to click on the first one, go right below that, hit delete, 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 delete. Great. I'm going to hold on Alt, touch them all, and group them. Control G, and push this up. Now what I want to do is line this up to cut off the top part, but I want to leave the bottom part. So I'm going to line it up right there. Now when I resize this, I want you to notice that Corel Draw leaves an image. See how it leaves an image? That allows me to line it up right there so I get my spacing just right. When I release, this should be the same size as this. Great. I'm going to hold on Shift and just slide that over a little bit. And I'm going to use this to cut away from this, from the red thing. So to do that, rather than intersect, although we could do intersection, we're going to do trim though. I don't need my source or my target. I just need, the thing that I'm trimming, which is this thing. And there we go. Let's zoom out by right clicking and pull this over here. Put it right in there. Now to get that placed properly, let's zoom in real close. And I'm going to grab this and just as careful as I can. Now you see there's just a little hairline of orange. I'm going to right click and try to get rid of that. I think I did. I'm going to go ahead and zoom out. And there we go. I'm going to pull this away for a minute and group this. Control G. I'm going to grab both and go to Arrange, Align and Distribute down at the bottom here and center, even center it to the page. I'll apply it and close this. This could come in a little bit. Now if you hold down Shift, they'll move together. So I can't see it very well, but that's a little bit better. Almost done. Let's type MasterCard. I'm going to make the font size a little bit bigger here, maybe 100. And we'll make it bold. And we'll put it right about here and push this in and push this up. We'll make it white. Let's right click on black, give it a hairline around it. Tell you what, let's center it. Let's go to arrange, align and distribute. Align and distribute. We'll just center it. Apply it. Here we go. Let's give MasterCard a drop shadow. I selected it. I'm coming over to this button here, and I'm going to carefully, right in the middle, right on that letter, you can see the drop shadow. I'm going to push it back into place. Let's grab the whole thing and zoom in. Control G. I'm going to go back to Object Properties, and it says Scale with Image. That means the line. I'm in the line property. Scale with Image. That means the lines will get smaller. Let me select this though. Means the lines will get smaller when I resize this, if I so desire. Let's zoom in and take a look at our finished project. That's our finished project. And I want to thank you for listening to this lesson. God bless, and we'll see you in class. Mr. Graul signing off.